Good morning, and welcome to Unity and Linwood's meditation time. We welcome those in person and those virtually. So if you haven't done so already, just gently close your eyes. Begin to take a few slow, deep breaths. Inhale deeply through your nose, letting your belly expand. And then exhale through your mouth, releasing any tension. Take another deep breath in, and perhaps let it go with a sigh. Feeling your body relax a little more with each exhale. Allow your body to soften with each breath, feeling any tension, worry, or busy thoughts just begin to melt away. Now imagine a soft golden light surrounding you. It's warm, it's nurturing. Feel this energy renewing you. As you breathe in, invite this light deeper into your being. As you exhale, imagine it radiating outward, spreading to the world around you. Perhaps you can say to yourself, I am fully aligned with my highest self, and I embrace the power of renewal and rebirth. As we go into the silence, allow yourself to drift deeper into meditation, where any thoughts flow by like clouds across the sky, and you are fully present in the moment. When you feel ready, slowly bring your awareness back to the present. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. Stretch your body if you'd like. And gently open your eyes. As this sacred time in the silence comes to a close, we remain receptive, renewed, and thankful. We welcome our church family, both in person and virtually, into our celebration service this morning. We know that divine grace and love greets and enfolds everyone today. We bless and are grateful for everyone serving today. Have a blessed day, and so it is.
When I pray, I feel my heart go deeper, my heart go deeper to my God. When I pray, I feel my heart go deeper, my heart go deeper into my God. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray. When I pray, I feel my heart go deeper, my heart go deeper to my God. When I pray, I feel my heart go deeper, my heart go deeper into my God.
Please join with me now as we center ourselves together. Life often moves with a speed and an unpredictability that throw us off center. Collectively grounding ourselves in loving energy and positive intention can restore us to balance. Come to this present moment. Tuning into the senses can help. You might feel the chair holding you, your feet touching the floor. You hear the sound of my voice. With slow breaths and a release of muscle tension, we quiet our minds, we open our hearts, we soften. Calling up feelings of gratitude right now can open our hearts to wisdom, to love. Arriving in present time, we open to presence, known by many names: God, Spirit, creative force, energy. There is one creative force, and each of us is held in this oneness. There is no separation. We are never alone, even when it seems otherwise. Imagine the sap running through a tree, quietly, steadily, unobstructed. Similarly, the divine creative energy flows through our open hearts, nourishing, invigorating, comforting, supporting our vitality and life force energies. In this stillness, I become an invitation. My open heart listens. Setting fears and worries aside, I hear the voice of my intuition. It does not speak to me. If it does not speak to me now, I know it's likely to find me in the just right moment and in the right and perfect way. As I give myself to this process of becoming peace, I make myself a vessel through which I carry peace to others. I am a vessel for peace. I bring peace and comfort to myself and to the world. And so it is.
Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray. Good morning, Unity in Linwood. Welcome. If you'd like and if you're able, please stand and greet your neighbor. I'm in the right place at the right time. I'm just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I'm just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I'm just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I'm just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. We're going to do our sing-along, We Let the Love. The words will be up on the screen. We let the love wash over us. We let it be. We let the love wash over us. We let it be. We let the joy. We let the joy wash over us. We let it be. We let the joy. We let the joy wash over us. We let it be. We let the peace. We let the peace wash over us. We let it be. We let the peace. We let the peace wash over us. We let it be. We let the love one more time. We let the love wash over us. We let it be. Beautiful. Thank you.
Was beautiful. Good morning, Unity in Linwood. My name is Linda Babin, and I will be your welcome host today. And it's so very good to be with all of you. And when I say that, I'm honoring all of you physically present, and I'm honoring those of you who are with us from a distance, because we feel your presence. Thank you for being with us, too. Many of us consider Unity in Linwood to be our spiritual home. And I don't use those words casually. When I say spiritual home, I mean a place of retreat, of grounding, of renewal, of belonging, a place where we can be ourselves and enjoy a sense of comfort as well as belonging. We can relax. If you are new to Unity in Linwood, our hope is that you will soon come to experience this place as home, too. We welcome all people here,
Inclusion is foundational. We don't discriminate because of race, religion, politics, background, socioeconomic status, sex, sexual orientation, sexual identity, and that is the short list. The main idea, we welcome everyone. One thing I particularly love about Unity in Linwood is its original and foundational commitment to be practical. We try here to be practical and relevant to our everyday lives. I often walk with this question: how do my beliefs guide me today? We all face challenges, maybe health issues, maybe family issues, maybe wider world issues. And don't we want our faith to inform our living? At Unity, all sacred texts are honored, and I also love the freedom to find inspiration from the places that resonate deeply with my soul. This week I turned to my trees. I have several especially big, tall fir trees within 40, 50 feet of my back door, and they sit in a small grove. And they inspire me, and they speak to me. I heard, stop, be still. Remember, life is constantly moving through us, you and me, eternal, strong, healthy, adequate to our challenges. My life, my tree suggested, supports life with a capital L and offers comfort and shade. I am useful. I am a symbol of continuous giving and receiving, the breath of life you and I share. I stand with others. My own root system is shallow, but I don't stand alone. I stand in this grove, and when the wild winds blow, my companions and I hold each other up. You must do that too. Hold each other up. My primary activity is allowing. I stand tall, proud, still, and simply let the abundance of nature flow through me. I turn my branches toward the light, and I shine. In my little grove, we provide canopy for one another and countless living creatures of various kinds. Together, we endure. The world needs us. And those thoughts brought me right back to this group's conversation of a week ago as we talked about our transitional ministry from one minister to a next. And I heard those words spoken by several. The world needs us now. And I thought maybe we will make time to think a little bit more deeply into just what that might mean. So to repeat myself, we welcome all people to Unity in Linwood from all walks of life, and we welcome you here now. It is our belief that diversity and cooperation create strength. At the end of each service, we move across the hall to Friendship Hall for coffee and refreshments, and you'll hear in a little bit that there is a meeting this afternoon. I hope most of you will be able to stay for refreshments and then for this little meeting that will happen right after that. So thank you again for honoring us with your presence this morning.
All smiles, I know what it takes to fool this town. I'll do it till the sun goes down, all through the nighttime. Oh yeah, tell you what you wanna hear. Leave my sunglasses on while I shed a tear. It's never the right time. I put my armor on, show you how strong I am. break down. Only alone will I cry out loud. You'll never see what's hiding out deep down. Oh yeah, I know, I heard that to let your feelings show. The only way to make friendships grow, but I'm too afraid now. I put my armor on, show you how strong I am. I put my armor on, I'll show you that I am. I'm unstoppable, I'm a Porsche with no brakes. I'm invincible, I win every single game. I'm so powerful, I don't need batteries to play. I'm so confident, I'm unstoppable today. Unstoppable today, unstoppable today, unstoppable today, unstoppable today, unstoppable today, unstoppable today, unstoppable today. I'm unstoppable today.
Thank you. Beautiful. So beautiful. Thank you, Kelly and Eric and David, our Unity band today. You're amazing. Yeah. I feel unstoppable. So inspiring. Well, good morning. Grateful to be here amongst all of you beautiful people. Linda, I love your analogy of trees. I live in the back of my backyard is a forest. And I feel that. The trees are saying, I'm holding you up. Yeah. And that's how we are in community, right? That we hold each other up. And when we arrive here, I'm hoping you feel that. So I want to acknowledge people in the room and people online. We're so grateful that you're with us today. And we have a few people that maybe I'll acknowledge in one moment. When my big guy helps me out here, because I can't, there it is, thank you, I apologize. So we have Debs from Southern New Jersey, we have Gloria from Everett, Tom from Edmonds, and Ursula from Cocoa, Florida, and several others online. Thank you for being here today. Our congregation would love to say good morning to you, so if you'll look over here to this camera and repeat after me, we are grateful for your presence today. Thank you for joining us. In spirit, we hold you up. Yeah, thank you. So each week we also talk about our purpose for existing as a community, and our mission statement is practical spirituality, welcoming community. So we hope that that simplicity is demonstrated by all that we do. And our message usually has a lot of practical spirituality in it, but as well as the book that we're following right now, it's definitely a practical spirituality. And we hope that you feel the energy of being welcomed every time you come into these holy sanctuary and out there. There's so much joy and love. And you are a part of that. Like each one of us is what ignites that mission as we gather together. And we have value statements that we say, and this week we teach the unity of all life, transcendent of culture, era, or religion, or lack thereof. So transcendent is sort of beyond the normal or physical, beyond the ordinary. We're experiencing the unity of life beyond the ordinary by connecting to that divine presence in us. And then we have an invocation that is rich and wonderful that reminds us of who we are and where we come from. So let's say this together. Though imaged and named variously, there is a singular and eternal ground of being from which all life emanates and into which all life retreats. We choose to call this ground of being God. By extension, we come to understand that we are spiritual in nature, human in expression, and limitless in potential. we gather today to remember such truths, to celebrate our unity, and to honor all life. Beautiful. Thank you. So we're going to start our second week in the Untethered Soul, and you do not have to have the book in order to enjoy our Sundays together, but some of you love the practical spirituality and love to deepen that, and so we encourage you to get the book and read along. We also have a study group that meets Wednesdays, 6:30 to 8, online. It's online, yeah. So you can find out more about that through our website, but also later in the announcements to find out about that. So, how's your week gone? Yes? Good? Great. I am just feeling unstoppable. I didn't have that word coming in, but I have it now. And I think it has to do with sometimes we're just in our hearts. Look at you here. Hello. A friend from Unity in Bellevue. And I also want to just invite or allow us to acknowledge this beautiful, sacred, holy man who's in our presence, Rabbi Ted. Would you just mind standing so we could just acknowledge you? Yes. I apologize for embarrassing you. I just have known you, and all these people have known you for so long. We're blessed that you're here with us, and thank you for being here. I don't remember where I was, so I'll start over. Unstoppable, that's right. Basically, what I'm feeling is I'm sitting more in my heart. That's what the talk's going to be about. So if I forget anything else, that's pretty much where we want to land, is we know when we're in our heart and when we're not. Yes? Yeah. So I want to review a little bit from last week. I'm going to start, the slides. So last week we talked about consciousness, about being that we are consciousness. And we talked about the quintessential question of who am I? And that all faith traditions inquire into that on a regular basis. So we are not the voice in our head. That was what we talked about as well. We're not the voice in our head, the chatterbox that just narrates everything, whether we want it or not. That is just, this psyche, the ego, whatever you label it, that just needs to narrate to feel comfortable. I know everything. Let me tell you all about it. Right? Pretty much, right? Names all the trees. I can tell you all the names of those trees over there, right? This is the one that needs to know and has a lot of uncertainty. And she just is constantly trying to be comfortable and make sense of her world. So she continues to babble in the head. As long as we're not taking that as our essential self, we just notice it. It's just like, okay, there's a chatterbox going on here. I'm just going to notice it. As long as we don't identify as it, then we're okay. So who am I? I'm not the voice in the head. I'm more than that. I'm a spiritual being having a human experience. And that's what we know. We want to be aware that we're the one watching the voice. We come to know the one who watches the voice, that we are awareness becoming aware of itself, consciousness becoming aware of itself. We are God incarnate, and it has come here to know itself. Know thyself. Yes? Yes. So that's what we're here for. And so remember we talked about sitting in the seat of awareness when we're behind all of the things that are happening and we're comfortable. We're not labeling everything. We're not evaluating everything. We're just observing what is. Or we're sitting over here in the seat of disturbance, and we have to evaluate and tell you our opinion about how everything is, right? So as we awaken spiritually, we want to be able to sit longer periods of time into the seat of awareness. Yes? So that's sort of what this book is sort of about, is about watching who we are. It's about getting into the heart, and today we're going to talk a little bit about that. And so what are the differences is in each other is that we are centered in the consciousness of our oneness with God. This is what we have in common, that we are centered in the oneness of the consciousness of God. And hopefully we show up that way, right? I don't always, right? If I'm rushed, if I'm in a hurry, if I've been triggered, I need to have intention. And in a moment, we're going to talk about how we intentionally show up. And so today we're talking about experiencing energy. We're talking about experiencing energy. I think I'm on the wrong slide. Okay, so what I wanted to share with you about, when I think about energy, it reminds me of the extraordinary story shared by Dr. Jill Bolte Taylor. She did a TED Talk years ago, and she wrote a book called My Stroke of Insight. So Dr. Taylor is a neuroscientist who experienced a massive stroke that temporarily shut down her left hemisphere of her brain. That's the part that, for you and I and for her, that is responsible for logic, for language, and also a sense of separation from all that is, right? And her left brain went offline when this stroke hemorrhaged. She found herself fully immersed in the energy of the right brain, the energy of present moment awareness. She described the experience as this profound connection to a universal love. And she lost all track of time and space. There was a state of pure being. She felt expansive, whole, and one with all life. And as a scientist, she wasn't used to this space. That was new to her. She was just mesmerized. She says, my left brain actually went offline because I was having the stroke. And as I was connected to the right brain, I was enjoying the beauty, the wonder, the awe of just taking a shower. I lost sight of everything. I lost sight of time and space, and I couldn't tell where my arm went and the wall was. My arm went into the wall. There's this oneness. She lost that cognitive abilities. So she started to think in ways of getting help. The left brain every now and then would come into awareness. Hey, you are having a problem here. You need to pay attention. You need to call for help. You need to get your clothes on, and you need to do something. The voice in the head, right? But in that moment, that was very helpful, right? So there's a moment in life when that voice in the head is very useful, and this was very useful. So she had this amazing insight about being in the right brain. She said, all the stress of my life was gone. I was no longer thinking about problems and how to solve my problems and yours. That I was completely in the awareness of the oneness of all that is. She said, imagine what it would be like to lose 37 years of emotional baggage. I want what she's having, right? It's called instant healing, right? Of moving into, wow, I can let go of all those stories. I love saying, let go of the story, get on with the glory. We can let go of our life circumstances. So in that moment, she felt this sense of euphoria. And so she said, but I was stuck between my story and becoming hyper-aware of the energy that we all bring to any situation. And that was sort of part of what I really heard about her story is you and I, we are responsible for the energy we bring to any life situation. Yes? Yes. So she was in the hospital, and her body was stuck in this hypersensitive area where she couldn't communicate or speak and tell you what was going on for her. She lost sense and control of her language. So she depended on you and I, those that visited, to bring the energy of comfort, of peace. Yes? Well, not everybody got that message. And they would come in with stress and distraught over her condition. And she could feel the energy and how stressful it was to her body. So we are vibratory, energetic beings. And we have an electromagnetic field that sends out these messages. So of course we have to be responsible for our energy wherever we are, right? And so absolutely, as we begin to meditate, we do a beautiful 10:30 meditation here. Creates that vibration of energy of all light and beauty and wonder. And so that was her message to me, is about you are responsible for the energy you bring. You are responsible for the energy you bring. So we want to be prayed up. We want to be connected to all that is. And we want to sort of let go of any resentments or any ideas or stories we might be holding on to before we arrive. Does that make sense? Yeah. We want to offer this sense of cleanliness, to be real with someone, to be present with someone. So what does this mean for us? So Michael Singer reminds us that the energy flows freely when we remain open, centered, and connected to the present moment. Anytime we go to the past or are worried about the future, then we have lost that connection to the present moment. And so when we're in fear and we hold on to the past or resist life, we block the flow of energy. When we're in resistance to life, we block this flow of energy. Now, I'm not really talking about physical energy here. Like, oh, I need to eat something, I'm losing energy. I'm talking about spiritual energy. This spiritual energy is never ending, is omnipresent, omniscient. It's always available to us. It's us that cuts off the flow to it by our thoughts, by us becoming unconscious. Anybody every now and then go unconscious? Only several times a day, right? So this is about becoming aware. And so when we enter a situation, whether it's a meeting, a conversation, an extraordinary moment, or just an everyday event, we want to remind ourselves that we're responsible for the energy that we bring. What kind of energy am I bringing? See if I could find slide 4. Would you, Kevin, I got a little lost in my slides. Okay, great, thank you. So this is sort of remembering back. You are not the thoughts that you have. I'm going to go this way. Right. And we want to sit in the seat of awareness. We want to find freedom through letting go and choosing love. And that's what today's about, too. And so here's the one I was looking for. We want to be able to stay present, like Jill in this stroke, the recovery, that we must learn to attune to the present moment. When we're fully present, we're connected to this limited energy of life itself. So remember, Jill, as you're moving through life. We also want to release resistance, any resistance we might have in our thinking, in our body, in our thoughts. We block that energy. And we want to choose love. The energy of love is transformative. When we consciously choose love through our words and actions and thoughts, we elevate the energy all around us. All of our music is sort of around that today. And so what I know is the key to happiness is to stay in the heart. The heart is the portal to the divine. The heart is where love exists, where peace is, where joy is, where beauty is, all of these transcendent ideas and values that we hold as our God self. This is the heart. So when I say get into the heart, that's what I'm referring to. So I want to share a story with you, sort of mapping that, and so there's a time several years ago, my grandchildren, I am in Washington because of my grandkids, and I'm not embarrassed to say that. And they're 8 and 10 now, but several years ago, we were both in California, and they were 1 and 3. And my son and his beloved wife called us and said, "We have something we want to share with you." And it's sort of important. That's when you want to, ooh, the word important. Well, what they shared was they were moving out of California to the state of Washington. And they were moving because they could afford a home in this Suquamish community. And in California, it was never going to happen. And so, but my heart sank because my grandchildren were in their position. Right? And so I was losing control of my life. I was losing control of how my life was going to be, and I was resisting this idea of them moving to Washington. Now, it's really good that I have a filter on my mouth now because I don't share everything that goes on in here anymore, which is a really good idea. So I was able to get home and do a worksheet. So some of you know I work with nonviolent communication in the quantum living process, and what that does, it reveals everything that's going on in here that I can't make any sense out of, right? So I want to notice that I'm resisting. I noticed that pretty quickly. I noticed, no was running through my head, right? No. And so I want to become aware of the thoughts and the stories I created about that. I want to name the feelings. I want to know what's alive in me, what's taking control of me, name it. This is emotional intelligence. I want to label it without judging it. And I want to know what is under the feeling of the unmet need. So I do all that. And then once I do all that, I do that for the other so that now my heart is open. Because what stops the flow is the very challenging emotions which came up, which was, I was sad. I was in disbelief. I felt the sense of rejection. And I was overwhelmed. And what I discovered when I finally got in touch with is I'm wanting connection. I'm wanting to be part of their lives. I'm wanting to contribute to my grandchildren and to have this flow of love between us. And they were taking it away. And I can laugh now, right? But in the moment, I was pretty clear that they were doing something to me. So when I get in touch with all of that, I was able to understand. And then I began to go, well, what's going on for them? Well, they're feeling nervous and excited, probably torn between that, not knowing what's going to happen, what's going to be in the next chapter of their life. There's a lot of unknown things. So they were nervous, but they were also needing connection. But mostly what they needed was to be heard, acceptance, and understanding. And my little self just couldn't do it in the moment. So I had to call them again. I had to sort of clean that up and just share my process. I said, the work I do. And I said, so let me share with you what happened for me. And to be able to sort of share the feelings that come up and the unmet needs that were happening. But now that I'm connected to who and what I am, I want to help meet your needs. How can I support you in this move? By doing that, my heart's open, their hearts are open, and now we're collaborating together instead of separating, right? So the egoic mind makes up all these stories of how someone is against us, and until we are able to inquire within, we may continue with that story and keep people away, which is the opposite of what I was wanting. So this is the law of resistance, right? That which we resist persists. if I had resisted their choices and where they were going, I probably would have gotten pushed out of their lives. But instead, I had enough emotional intelligence and spiritual intelligence to stay connected to myself and to them. And for years, they begged us to move here until we finally said, okay. I was so delighted. I want to share with you some beautiful intelligence. Let's see. Did I go too far? Yeah. So Cindy Wigglesworth wrote a book called SQ, which is Spiritual Intelligence. And she talks about the essence of all the world traditions is really bringing love into form. That's what we're here for, to bring love into form. She says, love is like a bird with two wings. One is wisdom, and the other is compassion. If either the wing is broken, the bird cannot fly. So love in action requires the best of the heart, compassion, and the most developed mind, wisdom, together in loving action. Isn't that beautiful? So she defines spiritual intelligence as this: the ability to behave with wisdom and compassion, love, while maintaining inner and outer peace, regardless of the situation. I love that. So that's where I want to be in the spiritual intelligence, is the ability to behave with wisdom and compassion. And so we need practices. I don't know about you, but I need practices in order to manage that, to stay in my heart, because this chattering mind makes up stuff. I used to introduce myself. Hello, I'm Reverend Denise Schellink, MSU. Make stuff up. And then there is the next slide, which is, yikes. I'm sorry, I'm going all over the place, Cameron. Emotional intelligence is the ability to recognize, understand, and manage our own emotions, while also recognizing, understanding, and supporting the emotions of the other. Isn't that beautiful? So this is about learning empathy in my world. As I'm listening to your story, I'm not listening necessarily to the facts and how terrible it is your life is, but I'm listening to what you might be feeling, what you might be needing. And that's a beautiful connection at the heart. Really want to get what's going on for you. And so that in my book is really our work of being willing to stay long enough in relationship and to come apart for a while, as Jesus did. We can't always manage it in the moment, so the best solution I have found is to say nothing. And maybe if someone's expecting me to say something, I might even say as honestly as I could, in the moment that was really hard for me to hear. But I know in my heart, I'm going to come back to you. But I need a little time to let that sink in and process. Versus, oh my God, I can't believe you're moving. What dumb idea did that come from? And just one other technique is to just put your hand on your heart. It takes us right out of the thinking, logical mind that wants to make sense out of it, and it's not going to in that moment. But just to drop in the heart and stay connected to yourself and the other. And so that's our work this week, is to, as John's going to read a story in a minute, and I skipped right over that, John. I apologize. This is going to be, this is really a story about getting into our hearts. And this is about opening up to something greater than ourselves. It's revealing who and what we are. And this is perfect to lead into a meditation. So, Dr. John, would you join me up here as We read from Mark Nepo. Come on up.
Revealing who we are, from a book of awakening by Mark Nepo. No bird can fly without opening its wings, and no one can love without exposing their heart. It is perhaps the oldest of inner laws, as inescapable as gravity. There is no chance of lifting into a space larger than ourselves without revealing the parts we hold closest to our chest. Anytime we hesitate revealing who we are, picture yourself as a bird perched on a roof, wings tucked at your sides. To enter a relationship without opening your heart is to jump off that roof without spreading your wings. It's true that baby birds hesitate the first times out of the nest. But once tasting the air, it is in their nature to open and rise and close and land. This is their life. It is ours too. The paradox, of course, is that we must trust that the power to lift and land for us is in revealing what we hide. Once revealed, these tender things become our wings. Nepo offers this as spiritual practice. Sit quietly outside, if possible, and watch the birds open, lift, and land. Breathe freely as the birds take flight. Practice opening and resting in your heart.
Thank you, John. Beautiful. So let's meditate. Let's take that beautiful writing. Let's take these ideas, this talk into the heart. So close the outer eye and take that holy breath that allows you to completely embody this present moment awareness. This present time when Spirit is nudging you, where the energy is flowing naturally through you. Feel the divine life of joy and beauty and the sacredness in this heart center. And see yourself now as this beautiful creature we call a bird. Fully aware of its wings, preparing them for this flight. These wings that have compassion and wisdom. These wings that will carry you through any life situation with greater ease, with more clarity, more beauty. And so as you prepare to take flight, they're There's this deep trust that the wind will carry you. The Spirit of life is sourcing you, is with you. That it's not you really flying, it is everything together, synchronizing. So whenever you're ready, take flight. And feel the joy of the freedom of being untethered. The spaciousness. And allow yourself to see all of humanity in its all glory. You notice the kindness. You notice people helping each other. Their support and cooperation. There's a sharing of resources. There's this beautiful energy of holding each other. And you are a witness to this beautiful expression of life. So feel your heart now expanding, able to be present to life, whatever shows up. To know that you will be whatever tomorrow demands. And this precious life is out picturing in the most perfect way for your soul to know itself more fully. It is untethering from the mind chatter, untethering from this earth's vibration of lack or limitation into the fullness of life, the richness. So I invite you back into this time and space as you take this graceful landing, finding peace, ease, and awakening to your true nature. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. And so it is, and so we let it be. Amen. Thank you. Beautiful, Kelly. Well, welcome back. Was it good? Was it good for you? So beautiful. Well, I'm staying up here because I have an announcement to make, and that I'm excited about. I'm so pleased to share some wonderful news with you today. And as a ministry, we have reinstated our tithing policy. And so that means 10% of all the donations we receive will be tithed back into the world. This is a powerful way for us to demonstrate our faith and align with prosperity principles and extend the love and support of this community beyond our walls. I'm a tither myself, so I know and understand the principles of tithing, that you can't outgive God, and The more I give, the more I know, and that God is the source of my good. So tithing is this sacred spiritual practice. Yeah, thank you. Of giving back a portion of what we receive to the source of good, God. It's not just a financial decision, it's actually a statement of faith and trust of the infinite flow that abundance is everywhere present, always. And I just need to tap into it. It's there. So by tithing, we're affirming that God is our source, and we step into the flow of giving and receiving. That as we give freely, we open ourselves to this good that God has, and more blessings come unto us. So in Unity, we teach these principles, and as tithing as a ministry, we're walking our talk. We're not asking you to do anything we're not doing. So we're modeling what it means to live in a place of faith, gratitude, and abundance. So I'm celebrating that. Are you celebrating with me? Yes, absolutely. And we have tithed. It's not like we haven't ever. It's just that it got off our radar. It got off our intentionality. So we're bringing that intentionality back. So last month, the board approved a tithe from some of our donations of $1,739. That's going to go out. And so they're right here. Candy has prepared them, and I'm blessing them now. And so we're knowing that generosity flows to us, and that flows to us and to these organizations, and that causes the alignment of our values to contribute to the greater good of all. So we're expanding our awareness and our good out into the world. So it's not just here, but it's growing and going out. So we're sending it out to, thank you. The next slide. The distribution is Unity Worldwide Ministries, a wonderful organization. That's how you found me. I've been trained through Unity Worldwide. Aren't you? Yeah, she's laughing. There's so many support that we get through Unity Worldwide, and also Unity World Headquarters, which is also where the Unity Village is. It's Silent Unity, and it's the retreat sites that are all there. We also gave to the Pacific Northwest region that Barbara has sat with for years now, and they support so many programs, mostly our youth and families that are about that. And then we also wanted to do something to the devastating California fires. So we gave money to the World Central Kitchen, yeah, feeding the people, and also to the Best Friends Animal Society to support the animals that lost their homes. So yay for us. So it's shifting us from faith to fear. It's shifting from scarcity to sufficiency. It reminds us that we're not separate from the infinite flow of God. We are one with it. And as we give, we shall receive. So let's just bless these together, right? So divine presence, we are so blessed and grateful to feel the love energy and the infinite abundance that flows through this ministry. We send this out with our love and devotion, that these organizations too may feel your light and your love and your abundance flow through them. We know that they are holding the greatest manifestation for this world, which is the spiritual awakening for all. And we join with that. Thank you, God. And so it is, and so we let it be. Amen. Thank you. Thank you for letting me share that. All right. I'm complete. Finally, she says.
Well, that was a good lead-in for this next segment. This is the moment where we always stop and give ourselves opportunity to provide gifts, financial gifts to this community and its good works. We acknowledge the cooperative and reciprocal nature of the universe as we do this. These words come from today's daily word. There is joy and trust in being generous, knowing there is no lack at the level of spirit. My generous impulses are my way of demonstrating my faith in this truth. I place my trust in this truth that as I give, I also receive. Electronic giving options will appear on your screen. For those choosing to give a physical gift, the ushers are coming around to pass baskets. If you are on site and prefer to give by credit card, there is an electronic giving station. It's in the office at the moment, but come see me if you would like to exercise that option. And I will be back at the welcome and information station in the back corner there after service. For all gifts given, we are sincerely grateful. Thank you. If you would like information about Unity in Linwood's programs of regular giving, planned giving, or legacy giving, please take a Giver's Circle brochure or write the Board of Trustees directly. And for those of you who are already participating, we extend a special thanks. I want you to join me, if you will, in our giving affirmation as it appears on the screen now. I give freely and fearlessly, fulfilling the law of giving and receiving.
Blessed always, blessed always, for the arms of God surround us. Let our joy be so triumphant that we rest in God and say amen. Blessed always, blessed always, for the arms of God surround us. Let our joy be so triumphant that we rest in God and say amen. Blessed always, blessed always, for the arms of God surround us. Let our joy be so triumphant that we rest in God and say amen.
Thank you. And I'll pause for a quick moment to ask anyone who might be here for the very first time to raise a hand, give me a little wave. We just like to acknowledge your presence and orient you a bit. I don't see any hands waving. I will remind folks, oh, did I miss someone? Thank you. Oh, the camera is in my way. You may have noticed that we do have some information right in the back of the chair in front of you and any of you who have not taken a good look at these things. They're actually rather informative. There's a newcomer information card, a stay in touch card, which gives us your contact information just for a couple of emails in a month, perhaps only one. Prayer request. If there is a prayer request that any of you would like to make, just write it on this card and drop it in the little wooden basket right to the right of the French doors as we exit, and that will go to our prayer chaplains. Also, we do have a complimentary gift of the Daily Word, and I thought I had one right here, and I don't see it. It's a small little booklet that is filled with daily inspirations and prayers, and you could get one of those if you've not received one back at the Welcome and Information Station from me, or by dropping by our Soul Things Gifts and Bookstore just inside the front door and saying hi to Kim, who would be happy to give you one there. And speaking of our gifts and bookstore, I do want to just show you two books that are being featured right now because we're working with both of these books. One is called The 15 Commitments of Conscious Leadership, and the other is The Untethered Soul that Reverend Denise was referring to throughout her talk and will be for another several talks, and that we are working with in our book study. Both, we have good supplies of both, and even if you aren't participating in a book study, you might really enjoy following along and giving some thought to these ideas. John and I were wrestling with them this week, and we concluded that while it may sound easy, it's one of those, it's easy, it's very simple. No, it's very simple, it's not always easy. So chewing on these ideas is not a bad thing to do. I have some announcements of things coming up. Please consider the offerings of Unity and Linwood Small Group and Interfaith Ministries as they appear on your screen now. It's such a good way to meet people, and when you do that in smaller groups, we're not all extroverts, and those of us who are introverts really find it wonderful to meet people in smaller number. So a small group is a great way to do that. I want to mention that tax donation statements are ready, and you can receive yours if you're wanting that by emailing bookkeeping@unityandlinwood.org, and Candy will send something out to you. Today at 12:30, I've referenced it, we are having our annual financials meeting and town hall. The Unity of Linwood's Board of Trustees invites all of us, all of you, to attend. All are welcome, and this will be a presentation of Unity and Linwood's 2024 fiscal performance, current position, and 2025 budget. Next Sunday, on February 2nd at 12:30 p.m., we will be having a workshop with Reverend Pam Gutierrez. The workshop is called Welcoming Your Unlimited Good. Please join the workshop to discover how to unlock your inherent abundance and transform your mindset from one of scarcity to one of prosperity. Learn powerful concepts and practices focusing on gratitude and appreciation to magnetize more good into your life, resulting in joy, prosperity, and vibrant health across all areas. The workshop cost is $35, though no one will be turned away. Then on Tuesdays, starting on February 11th, and also following on the 18th and the 25th, the same Reverend Pam Gutierrez will be offering a virtual class titled The Game of Life and How to Play It. Learn practical and actionable strategies for applying spiritual principles to real-world situations. This is based on Florence Scovel Shinn's The Game of Life and How to Play It, a rather classic Unity text. Learn to manifest your goals through affirmations and visualizations, overcome challenges with forgiveness and non-resistance, and tap into your intention for a life filled with purpose, prosperity, and positive relationships. Class cost is $55, though if you do both those things, there's a discount, cumulative discount, so the total would be $75. Please join Unity and Linwood Youth and Family Ministries in supporting the Super Bowl of Caring by donating non-perishable food items or making cash or credit card donations from now until February 9th. As an exciting twist this year, our Youth and Family Ministries has issued a challenge to the Centers for Spiritual Living Seattle Youth Ministry. So let's show them what we're made of and bring in the most donations to claim the title of Super Bowl, that's SOUPER, champions in 2025. I guess you can see that behind me. I want to invite a couple of people now in succession to come up. They have announcements for you. Cindy will be first, and then Palakini.
Hello, I am the chair of the Ministerial Search Committee, and I made an announcement last week, and I did get one application, and maybe some of you took yours home and filled it out, and you're going to give it to me today, or you can turn it in at the Welcome and Information Desk. The application is very easy to fill out, although you might want to put some thought into it. The questions, don't let them intimidate you. We're looking for a wide variety of people to be on the committee. So some of the questions might not apply to you, but that isn't a reason not to apply. And then this will be on the back counter, as well as the timeline for the search. So it's all laid out there in steps, so you'd have a chance to look at what your commitment would be and how long it would take. Hopefully, it'll go quick and fast. And so I'll be back there if you have some questions. Thank you.
Down here. Good morning. My name is Palakini, and I'm one of the prayer chaplains. For our spotlight on prayer today, I want to highlight our silent meditation. It's a time that is held before the service, and it happens every Sunday. Some of you probably already come or know about it. Wanted to remind you. It's from 10:30 a.m. to 10:45 a.m. And the way it works is this. A chaplain will lead a simple process to bring you into the silence in a variety of ways. It may be a mindfulness prayer or a short phrase to focus on, or just encouragement, like the trees, to relax and listen. Relax your body with a few deep breaths. Then we'll sit quietly in the presence of the living Spirit in which we all live and move and have our being. I invite you to consider coming in by 10:30 quietly, those are my words, to join with us in this simple ritual. You'll be glad that you did. This morning, Shelley and Marge, would you stand up, please? Yay. They're available to pray with you after service here in the sanctuary. They are here to hold sacred space and affirm the truth of who you are. Whether you face a challenge or want to celebrate the good in you or in your life, or both. Don't we often have both and going on? You know, our butts falling off, but our grandkids holding our hand. You know, the dog and the joy. So it's both and we can help each other, remind each other to be in alignment with that both and. I like to think sometime in my bed, and you know, that's good for a minute, but not for long, and I'm so grateful to come here and remind what I do. And then what I'm going to do today is that I'm going to be back in the family room, which is behind the clock, and I'm going to offer divine wholeness, which is an energy transfer. Quiet. Please join us. Thank you.
Thank you, Palakini. Beautiful. And thank you, Linda, for your beautiful hosting, and John for your reading. And I want to also thank our beautiful music team, Kelly, David, and Eric. We're so grateful for you. Yeah. But I want to personally invite you next Sunday to join in. I'm going to be joining you online. Reverend Pam, a colleague and friend of mine, will be here to give you the Sunday talk, and then afterwards. So online, if you're online and you want to join us after service for this amazing welcoming your unlimited good, let's just do this together. We're going to create more good in our lives personally, but also for this ministry. And then this beautiful 3 weeks of the game of life and how to play it. I think I should have taken that class a long time ago. I think I left out a few things. But let's join in on that. I just want to invite us. So let's take a deep breath. Some of us are going to stay. There'll be refreshments in the back of the room, and then we'll stay for our financial report and all the other wonderful things that are going on in here. So let's just get back into our hearts. Just feel the gratitude of being in this body, in this ministry, in this time and space. We are blessed and grateful for all those online and all those in this space and all who created today. Thank you, God. And so we'll have our closing song, Long Time Son.
May the long time sun shine upon you. All love surround you, and the pure light within you guide your way on. Guide your way on. Guide your way on.
Thank you for joining us today. Hope you take flight with your wings of compassion and wisdom. Good. Bless you.